Good afternoon. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed your lunch. At this time, I call our Executive Director to the podium, Dr. Mary Todd. Good afternoon. Good lunch? Yes. Good. I hope you enjoyed it. The Phi Kappa Phi Excellence in Innovation Award is an innovation in itself. First introduced in 2015 to the higher education community, we are pleased today to welcome the second recipient of that award.
Sorry.
Okay. The second recipient of that award is Western Michigan University. But before I introduce the representatives, I'd like to acknowledge a number of Phi Kappa Phi members who have played a critical role in getting us to today. And I thought you might be interested a little bit to know the timeline and the process by which we get from last year to this year. Last September, an invitation to apply for the award was sent to approximately 1,600 regionally accredited baccalaureate or higher degree-granting institutions and universities across the United States. We included this video, which you're about to see, on the award website. I think the laptop is coming back. I'm watching the video and you're not.
There we go.
Excellence in Innovation Award as an extension of its mission statement to recognize and promote excellence in higher education. We were delighted to see the diversity of schools across the country, large and small, public to private, coast to coast. The applications are screened by a committee that narrows the choices to 6 semifinalists. The semifinalists are invited to submit a portfolio to a jury that will eventually identify 3 finalists and a winner. We are thrilled that the first Phi Kappa Phi Excellence in Innovation Award was given to the Taylor Center at Tulane University.
Service learning has been a very effective way to connect education in its traditional form with real issues within society.
We support and develop student change makers, and by that we mean how anyone can use their skills and expertise and power and gifts to affirm the humanity of all people.
The best application is the story of the difference that this innovation has made to that campus, to that community, and to the world beyond.
This award is helped us launch a redesign where we're focusing on a program that would develop student change makers and then identifying an organization that they can learn more about that social issue. We moved into a brand new space on the 4th floor of the library, and the award was supplemented with all the costs associated with that.
We'd like to see more schools across the country become aware of what Phi Kappa Phi can do for their students on their campuses and the market excellence that a chapter brings to their campus.
So short and sweet, but we added to the application portal, which was open from September until early December, after which the abstracts from the applicants were sent to a screening committee composed of 4 sitting provosts, all members of Phi Kappa Phi. The screening committee, chaired by Dr. Jean Bourgeois, Provost of Texas State University, included Dr. Christine Barr of McHenry University, Dr. Jeff Frick of St. Norbert College, and Dr. Linda Vaden-Goad of Framingham State University. The provost read and ranked the applications and identified 6 semifinalists who then were invited to submit a portfolio by the end of March. The 6 portfolios were then read by a jury of emeritus presidents: Dr. David Manuel, formerly president of Drury University, Dr. Pamela Balch of West Virginia Wesleyan College, and Dr. Walter Harrison of the University of Hartford. Our deep thanks to each of these members who volunteered their time to select the recipients we honor today. Can we just thank them even though they're not here? And now to this year's award recipient. Here to accept the award for Western Michigan University is its president, Dr. Edward Montgomery. Dr. Montgomery earned a bachelor's degree in economics with honors at Penn State, where he was initiated into Phi Kappa Phi, and holds both master's and doctoral degrees in economics from Harvard University. He's just completed his first year as Chief Executive Officer at WMU after a long career as a faculty member and dean at several institutions, including Georgetown, Carnegie Mellon, Michigan State, and the University of Maryland. And he also has a different experience, having served as Deputy Secretary of Labor in the Clinton administration. We're delighted to have him with us today to personally accept the award and to tell us about the CETA Scholars Program, the innovative project that rose to the top of a very competitive application pool. And he is joined today by Ronica Hamilton, Director of the CETA Scholars Program, and Gabriel Ware, a graduate of the program, a member of Phi Kappa Phi, and I just learned this at lunch, winner of the 2016 Graduate Photo Contest. So, Dr. Montgomery, will you and Dr. Denzine please join me?
So let me start off with a very heartfelt thank you. Thank you on behalf of our university for this recognition. Thank you for acknowledging the incredible work that our CETA Scholars Program does on behalf of young men and women in our community and across our state. Phi Kappa Phi, thank you. I joined in 1976, oops, shows my age, and it's been great to be part of this society ever since, and so I can't thank you enough for what you've done for my career and helping opening doors of opportunity. And so I think this award will do the same at our university and create more opportunities for our students. I really think it's important that the story of the CETA Scholars be told by the people who actually do the work and represent what the program is. And so that's why having Gabriel Ware here and Ronica Hamilton is so important. And Gabriel, I'll turn the stage over to him in just a minute so he can tell you from a student's perspective. But let me tell you from an institutional perspective. One of the great joys you get as a president is you get to go to commencements. You go to a lot of commencements, you shake a lot of hands, but you get to see people who are, and their families, who are filled with joy of what they've accomplished and what they've overcome. And if you ever get cynical about why we're in this higher education business, sit back and watch graduation. And the special part of it is we always make sure that not only do we take pictures with our graduates, but we always single out our CETA Scholars. Because the journey that those students have gone on is an incredible one. Some of them were homeless, some of them were abused, many of them had no pathway forward. And the Skeeter Scholar Program, which was created by my predecessor and good people on the campus, was about opening that door to opportunity. And what you get to see is that when they graduate, that you have changed their lives. And not only have you changed their lives, you've changed the lives of their families and the families they will have. And that is really the chilling or tingling sensation you get when you deal with the Cedar Scholars and when you get to hear from people like Gabriel, is you got to be part of helping him on his journey. Gabriel, why don't I turn it over to you?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is J. Gabriel Ware. I was inducted in Phi Kappa Phi in 2016, and I was a student in the Cedar Scholars Program. I've been in the foster care system since I was about 1 year old, and as we all know that we face many challenges, and that affected me in school. So I was a horrible student in school, to be honest with you. I barely got through high school. I had to go to summer school, night school, and when I finally got through, I just said, all right, school isn't for me, all right? And so I spent the next few years working in retail, customer service, making $7 an hour. And my girlfriend at the time, who is now my wife, she was at Western Michigan University. She was a senior, and she was finishing up, and she was talking about possibly getting her master's degree. And so I'm thinking, okay, if we're talking about getting married one day, and we're talking about having kids one day, you just can't go and get your master's while I'm making $7 an hour at the cashier. And so I said, okay, I'm gonna go to school too then. And so she said, okay, where are you gonna go? I'm like, well, I'm gonna go to Western with you. And so, but because my high school transcript was so terrible, I just couldn't go to a university, so I had to start off at community college, which is a good thing because at community college, one of my former caseworkers, he was now working at the community college, and so when I told him that I planned on going to Western, he said, you need to check out the Cedar Scholars Program. And I said, okay, what's that? He said, they pay for everything. And I said, everything? He said, everything. Check out the Cedar Scholars Program. And so I got my associate's degree, went to transfer to Western, applied for the Cedar Scholars Program, and thankfully I got in. And so that opened up a lot of doors for me. Ronica, who was then she's my campus coach, so we met every 2 weeks. She was a mentor to me, and they pay for everything. So you already know they pay for everything. And I want to backtrack. So when I was at community college, I was working 2 or 3 jobs because I was saving up to get to Western because I know how expensive college is. So I was working 2 or 3 jobs and said, okay, I do not want to take out any loans. I am not taking out any loans. So I'm working 2 or 3 jobs, whatever I need to do. So when I get there, and so I get there, get into Cedar Scholars Program, and that opened up a lot of doors for me. And even Ronica did a good job of connecting me with other resources, so I just had money just flowing in, just money. And I highlight that because I have friends who still at the university had to work 2 or 3 jobs just to get through school. And when you work 2 or 3 jobs just to get to school, it's not necessarily jobs that's going to advance your career. So I have friends who's working at McDonald's, Walmart, or whatever, and I didn't have that obligation, so I was more strategic about where I got to work. So I select jobs that was going to help me. I'm a reporter, I'm a journalist, so I select jobs that was going to help me, that was going to help advance my career. And so, for example, I accepted a 6-month unpaid, I'll repeat that, 6 months unpaid internship at a magazine in Washington State. And I was only able to accept that because I saved up all the money that was coming in from the Cedar Scholars Program. And so I accepted that 6-month unpaid internship, and it was like a domino effect. And the New York Times was so impressed with the work that I did there that they offered me a spot in the program that they had called the New York Times Student Journalism Institute. And that was just last month. So I just finished a program with the New York Times last month, all because I accepted that 6-month unpaid internship. And I only accepted that unpaid 6-month internship because I was part of the Cedar Scholars Program. And so I just wanted to highlight that. And it's a... And then one more thing, and then I'll stop. So I was dual enrolled my senior year. So I was earning, when I was an undergrad, I was in a master's program. And because technically I was still an undergraduate student, the Cedar Scholars Program was able to pay for those master courses. So I got my first year master's program paid for by the Cedar Scholars Program, and I just finished that program up a couple of months ago in April. And so Cedar Scholars Program helped me pay for my master's degree. So this is a great program. I'm so lucky to be a part of it, and I'm happy that it's receiving national attention, and I hope that this program continues forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay and President Montgomery. Jay does do a good job of telling the story of our students. I just want to talk about, a little bit about our program, but also just express my gratitude again for this national recognition, what it brings to our program, to our university. So thank you all. Thank you, Dr. Todd, for your role in your work and your communication with us. We are so grateful for this program and for this award, and our campus has been abuzz since we received it. So thank you very much, all of you. The original goal of our program was for WMU to have a first cohort of about 15 students with experience in foster care. But the response was much greater. Our first cohort of students was actually 51 students. So we learned pretty quickly that the old saying is true: if you build it, they will indeed come. And so presently, our program is structured to support about 150 students. This fall, we will have about 125 students on our campus with experience in foster care. We provide year-round housing for our students. Scholarship dollars over about $13,000, little over $13,000 per student per year to help with the cost of attendance, and a campus coach. As Jay alluded to, I was originally his campus coach before becoming director of the program, and those campus coaches are master's level trained professionals, trained in our specific model of coaching to address the particular needs of students with experience in foster care. We now have over 140 students that have graduated from Western as Cedar Scholars. 11 of those students have gone on to earn their master's degrees, including Jay. One of our students that has earned her master's degree was also a Cedar Scholar, and she is now a campus coach. She just started with us as a campus coach last month. We have 17 students that are currently pursuing their master's degrees at various institutions, and our very first Cedar Scholar graduate is now a medical doctor. So this work is very important work. The recognition that you are giving us is a very important one. It also helps, the recognition also helps with removing the stigma that comes with having grown up in foster care. And that's work that we do in our program with our students often. I also want to highlight that our team's work at Western has dramatically increased the presence and the degree success for former foster care youth. We've established best practices that have informed statewide networks responsible for expanding higher education opportunities for foster care alum in colleges and universities across our state and Michigan. And we've developed a model for student success that is scalable and adaptable for schools nationwide, with elements that can be used to help any student population make a strong personal connection that leads to college success. So again, I thank you, Phi Kappa Phi, for this national recognition. We are celebrating our 10-year anniversary this year, and this is an amazing way to kick off that celebration. So thank you all very much.
one of the joys that is part of my work is the opportunity to work with the screening and the screening committee and the jury on this award. And we have so many marvelous projects presented, and they always struggle. We talk on conference calls about the relative merit of different campuses proposing different things. Is it scalable? Is it is it something that's replicable? Or is it so unique that it's not something anyone else could do? This is something that other places can do. But I've not had the opportunity in the previous competition to hear these screeners or jurors talk about an award that really touched their hearts. And as I was telling Ronica and Jay at lunch, it was very meaningful to hear that, because it was the tipping point, obviously, that got us to today. And I'm so glad that the three of you could be here and do this. And we wish you safe travels home, but we're just glad to have you and meet you, and we're going to take some photos after we're done here. Just a bit of housekeeping. I've been asked to remind you all that you have a passport in your name badge, and that the Consultant's Corner tomorrow morning, which the staff runs, is a good way to get those passports filled up. The store closes today at 3 o'clock, and so I don't even know, I've not kept up with how the sales are going. Is there a staff person, Tracy Navarro, in the room? You have any merchandise left?
We do. We sold out of a few items, but there are still a lot of t-shirts left and some other things.
Okay. Oh, see, here's a walking advertisement, right? Okay. All right, so we have to pack things up and get them sent back. So 3 o'clock close, and you'll have a little while here before the afternoon session starts at 1:30 to go visit the store. And the Head Shop Lounge, which is sponsored by Capital One. And again, in thanks to our sponsors, this afternoon's break is sponsored by our friends at Marketing General, our consultants there. So with no further comments or housekeeping matters, we'll see you at the next Carrying On Excellence session at 1:30. Here's a plug for the open forum. Bring your questions, bring your dashboard, bring your bylaws. It'll be a conversation and I've heard a lot of questions raised to me about what we're going to do there. Please come prepared for that. We'll see you there.